Hello one and all, this is Luckless LoveLocks and welcome back to Rise of the Tomb Raider. Today, after completing the game, the main game that is, and before starting Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I'd like to take a look at the final DLC that you guys suggested that I take a look at, which is the Blood Ties story mode. And I don't really know what this means. It says begin a new Croft Manor Blood Ties story. And it's pretty cool. I guess you can play it in VR, but unfortunately I don't have that, so I'm going to be playing just the normal version. I'm not sure how this is going to play out. I don't know anything about it. Some of you told me that it's has a lot of background story to it, and I should check it out because it adds a lot of context to Lara's story. So without further ado, let's jump into Blood Ties. It says some documents and relics found throughout the manor are essential for completing the story. Important clues can be found in the documents and relics viewer. I'm wondering if there's any action to this, or if it's just all just like going through the manor and collecting stuff.
Final notice to Lara Croft, a current tenant of premises. This is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You are required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas de Mornay, executor of estates.
Okay.
Lara, it is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter, but so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared. And given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't fight me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
There has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor somewhere. Dad's safe.
So we're gonna lose the manor unless we find a will. Huh.
My birthday crown. I was so proud of that thing.
Looks pretty badass. Photo of Lara wearing an Egyptian crown.
That's my handwriting. My penmanship was pretty good.
That is pretty good. It's a bit better than my penmanship.
Well, this is a hell of a thing. I met someone tonight quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried in my work, so distracted by my latest revelations, I never bothered to notice my surroundings. But there she was, sitting at my table in the library. Her name is Amelia. And apparently she's been studying right next to me. Art history, of all things. I shared some of my research against my better judgment, but I wanted to see how she would respond, and she did not disappoint. I felt as if I was suddenly engaged in a mental game of chess, moving and counter-moving in argument. At one point, that poor old librarian had to shush us as if we were children. I feel so foolish for not having noticed her earlier. She's a brilliant woman who's challenged my ideas for the first time in memory. In truth, I don't know if she's feeling as exhilarated as I am right now, but I dare say our conversation was mutually stimulating. For the first time in a long time, I find myself thinking about something else besides my research. I hope she returns for another round tomorrow.
First impressions. I always knew that my parents met at Oxford, but never the circumstances. Just like Dad to argue mythology as a way to flirt. What a nerd.
My parents made a good team, challenging each other from the start. Dad would have liked me to go to Oxford, but I insisted on UCL.
More hidden information.
Yep, looks real. Roth once offered to forge me a fake diploma to show Dad.
That's funny. Don't do that, kids. Stay in school. But, oh, there's actually just nothing in there. Weird. Can I jump at stuff? I can. Can I shoot? No guns. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the safe. It's probably going to give us some kind of clue of what we need to do to open it.
Needs a combination. It's got to be in Dad's papers somewhere. Maybe in the library.
Okay. That's pretty cool that we get to investigate the manor.
Dad's map of the forgotten cities of northern Syria. He was closer than he knew to finding the prophet's tomb.
Ancient map of the northern Syria. Ah, there is stuff in here.
Dad's book about immortality myths might be useful in my research.
Truth behind the myths. Definitely found some truth behind the myths we've investigated.
I finally introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I imagined.
Yeah, probably not great.
I see but polite grace from mother, indifference and disinterest from father, and thinly veiled contempt from Atlas.
Atlas.
Of course they don't approve. To them, Lord Croft is the man who took away their beloved daughter and ruined her long-standing engagement, though I was never going to marry that repugnant Earl of Farringdon anyway.
So that's our uncle.
One might think they would be happy that I was being courted by a genuine lord of the realm. It just happens to be Richard Croft. In their eyes, the man who single-handedly ruined a once great family. But there's nothing to be done now. Watching how Richard dealt with their subtle insults and disrespect. Such grace and calm. I know he did it for me. I think I'm falling in love with this man. It will break my mother's heart, but I cannot live the life she imagined for me. My time with Richard has only made this clearer.
I can hear some of Lara's speaking mannerisms in Amelia's voice. It's kind of, she did a good job. Mom's own words. I can almost imagine her speaking. I wish I could remember her voice. Next steps.
It must have been hard for Mum to go against her family's wishes. I'm glad she did. A picture with Dad and Anna. Never liked wearing dresses, but the color was nice.
Lara doesn't look too happy there at all. Actually, none of the... Lara's dad looks kind of happy. The other two are looking kind of icy. Lara's childhood. I think we found everything here. Does this work too? Okay, it does. Can avoid missing anything.
This is probably my grandfather, Benjamin.
Dappa gent. Where's the rest of his body, though? Maybe we'll find it later. Oh, no. That's another head.
One of Dad's Yoruba masks. A gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria.
Nice. Can't see through it, though. Need some eye holes. Checking out these paintings. Let's continue.
The door to the library.
Straight ahead, eh? Oh, no. It's right here.
Locked. There's got to be another way through.
It's the door that says library on it. This game's really convoluted.
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages.
Okay. Servants' passages, then. Expedition map 1 of 2. Anything on the back? Oh, I see. The office is at the top. So we go through the right door ahead. Find the entrance to servants' passages using Lara's childhood expedition map.
Dad's artifacts from the Nile Valley. I always loved looking at these.
Oh.
Dad became interested in immortality myths after his expeditions to Egypt.
Egyptian Ankh. Oh, hello. Find a flashlight to light the
dark.
passageway. Light the way
Find
into the servant's
flashlight.
passage. Okay. Of course, it's never that easy, right?
Hi, Dad. I've been thinking about Mum lately. I wish I knew more about her. How did you meet? What was she like? Winston told me that she was a brilliant artist. Are some of her paintings locked up in the West Wing? And I guess I just want to know, did she love me, Dad? Did she ever say that she did? Maybe I'm just being silly, but will you tell me more about her the next time I'm home from school?
I can't remember how she passed. I can't remember if they mentioned it in either of the games. Asking about Mom. It was so hard for Dad to talk about Mom. Guess we're gonna find out as we investigate. Can't use a laptop. What? Oh, I missed that. Nothing there, though. Something about this armor.
Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, I won't be boring your sword this time.
Is that a reference to another Tomb Raider game?
The Grand Hall.
Whoa.
I always loved playing in here as a kid. This will be one of the first things to fix.
Not so grand anymore. Jeez. It's going to be interesting to see how things have changed in Shadow of the Tomb Raider if we get to see the manor. Assuming we get to keep it.
Lara, you know the West Wing is off limits.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see...
We've been through this.
Was Mum's room in here?
Just stay out of there, darling.
Dad was always so protective of the West Wing.
That's through here, I guess. Let's take a look. Can we climb on stuff? I'm curious. Okay, we can jump off the wall, but we can't climb on the railing. Locked, of course.
Locked. Need a key to open this.
Curious to see some of our mother's paintings. Unless these are all hers. Which I don't think they are, because there's a bunch of different styles. Looks like. Lockpick? Master key. Okay, master key is going to open everything.
This belongs to Anna. Most of her belongings are in the guest house. What was she doing in here? Someone has a sense of humor.
Stop smoking. And a cigarette case. Taking a look outside. Are we right on the water? Kind of hard to tell. Looks like the trees just end there, though, and there might be water down below. Also, it's partly the windows. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the windows make it like... They're a bit like veiny, so it looks like there's water. I mean, aside from the raining. Master key.
A phoenix figurine. I bet this appealed to Dad's idea of immortality, of rising from the ashes and being born anew.
It's the one thing I didn't predict properly during the main game. I thought we'd see our dad. Like he had discovered something they didn't tell us about. I guess it's still a possibility. Oh, cool. I kind of just totally ignored this. The coat of arms. Very neat. Okay. Guess we're going down.
What are you doing sitting there on the floor, Mistress Lara?
Looking at the compass, thinking.
What about, if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places, about finding adventure.
I'm sure you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
Wonder if that's going to play a part in something. It looks like we could manipulate it with an item or something.
The offer came in the post last week, and I still haven't told Richard. He flew ahead to Tibet, where I will meet him shortly. I never told him I was submitting my work. Never thought there was a chance of being accepted. Oh, but a gallery tour is not something I can pass up. The show will take me away from England for over a year. I'll begin in New York and travel across the United States and, oh, God, I'm giddy even writing these words. When Richard and I were married, I was prepared to relegate my painting to a hobby, but it was Richard who objected, who gave me my atelier and studio. Without that support, I might still be painting boring landscapes. Now I can't shake the foolish sensation that leaving would be a betrayal.
Oh.
He will laugh at that and
He would want
insist I
that.
accept.
Exactly.
Even though I know it will break his heart to be apart. He never once asked me to sacrifice any part of my life for his. I have, of course, in 1,000 small ways over the years, but he would never ask. The discussion can wait, and I will join him in Tibet. I won't cast a shadow over his find. I will be by his side in his triumph, as I know he will stand by my side, in time.
So she was getting to be a world-renowned artist as well. A life of possibilities. This is incredible. Mom was on the verge of fulfilling one of her dreams. Fate can be so cruel. Something must have happened in Tibet. See if I missed anything over here. Doesn't look like it. What have we here?
Another one of Dad's immortality artifacts. I think Roth bought this for him from a trader in Greece.
Ouroboros amulet. Some writing on the inside.
Lara, since your return from your expedition to Yamatai, I've grown increasingly alarmed at your erratic behavior. I can only assume you suffered some kind of psychological trauma and are only acting out as a call for help.
I would say she
I
did.
want you to know that I hear you, loud and clear. Anna and I agree that it's time for you to be evaluated by a professional. I took the liberty of arranging an introduction to a highly qualified colleague of mine. You should be receiving the details in the post soon. I want to impress upon you the importance of this, Lara. As executor of the estate, it is my duty to see that it is left in capable hands. And if I may be blunt, you're acting like your father when he was at his worst. He nearly lost the manor himself in those days. I'd hate for you to repeat his mistakes. I encourage you to embrace the help I'm offering. Sincerely, your uncle.
A subtle threat. My uncle's first attempt at trying to cut me off from the manor. It backfired, though. I wasn't as crazy as he believed. Maybe a little crazy.
Hey, Jonah. Sorry for not getting back to you sooner. I've decided to do some research at the manor. A lot has happened, and I need some time to think about what I want to do next. This old place is filled with memories and secrets. Uncle Atlas has tried to keep me out of here for so long, I don't even know if I want to keep it. But after everything that's happened, Maybe I can find out what it still means to me, if it's worth fighting him for. I'll let you know how things worked out when I'm back in London.
Message to Jonah. I hope Jonah doesn't worry about me too much. We haven't talked since I left for Syria.
Got to remember to pack this for my next trip.
Oh, flashlight. Sweet. Flashlight will turn on automatically when entering dark areas. Okay. I guess, is that it for down here now? Ah.
Not sure. I really need to brush up on my ancestors one of these days.
Seems like none of our ancestors actually have bodies. Unknown statue bust. I'm just kidding, guys. By the way. In case you think I'm being serious. It's the coat of arms again. That's awesome. Oh, this fireplace is great. We should light that. Oh. I see. Let's light that later. That's locked. We went over there. Let's do a loop around here. I think I got everything. Wait. Oh, I thought I saw some yellow there. Did I miss that?
Lara, I've reviewed the report from your therapist.
Okay, I did.
I have to say I was surprised to see a clean bill of health. I somehow doubt you've so easily abandoned your irrational claims. Indeed, where have you been the past few weeks? My secretary discovered that you booked a flight to Turkey on the 20th. You can't have been simply sightseeing, as your customs claims suggest. I know you're up to something, and I'll be damned if I let you use the Croft assets to indulge the same obsession that led to my sister's death. It's not too late to relinquish your claims on the manor voluntarily. If you refuse, I will find a way to cut you off. Sincerely, Atlas.
Clearance. I don't know how I feel about keeping this old manor, but one thing is clear to me. I need Uncle Atlas out of my life for good. Yeah, he's kind of messing with the wrong person, isn't he? I don't think you want to be threatening Lara, who has hundreds of confirmed kills. It's a little bit creepy. I can see how this could be kind of scary in VR. It's a bit creepy even not in VR.
The news has reached Mother. She knows that you broke off your engagement with the Earl of Farringdon. She is beside herself with worry. But, for the moment, she's controlling the narrative. As far as anyone knows, you're just having innocent second thoughts. But the moment your affair with Lord Croft goes public, it will be too late. Our name will be as ruined as this man you've chosen to bed. Don't you see that you're being selfish, Amelia? Please, consider your family. You're a de Mornay. Everything you do has a greater effect on us all. I'm coming down to London soon. Don't do anything rash until we have a chance to talk.
Does this guy have a life of his own? A brother's warning. Mom was engaged to someone else. There's so much I never knew about her. Yeah, we learned that before, right? Oh, maybe not that she was engaged, but that she was like kind of betrothed. Promised to, whatever.
Falling apart.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just let my uncle have this place.
They say a good test of a relationship is how well you travel together. Well, I'd say Amelia and I have passed that test with flying colors. Indeed, these last few months in Egypt have been nothing short of extraordinary. She and Roth get on like old uni chums. In fact, the two have spent more than a few nights drinking and playing cards into the wee hours. Despite her decidedly proper upbringing, Amelia's taken to roughing it more than I ever have. She fits in and connects with the local populace with such amazing empathy. Because of her, I've had a bit of an unexpected breakthrough in my research. She managed to convince an artifact dealer in Old Town to sell me a magnificent and quite unusual Tibetan scroll. From what I can tell, it seems to contain details surrounding an immortality ritual of some sort. I think it's time for me to take the next step with Amelia. In fact, I don't think I can wait any longer. I will ask for her hand tomorrow in the bright Egyptian sun amidst the dust and ruins.
So romantic. Travels together. I heard so many stories about that expedition. To see it from Dad's perspective makes me realize that it was Mom who made it all so memorable.
I'm not surprised he asked her to marry him as soon as he got the idea.
Locked. Master key. Come on, there's gotta be at least one door that's not locked, right? I don't think that's gonna work. Great, we're going down into the murder basement.
Amelia, I know we have had our differences in recent years. I've tried my best to keep an open mind about your relationship with Richard, but I just can't let you go on this ill-conceived expedition without saying my piece. You say Richard's theories have merit. You say that he may have actually stumbled upon some mythic, unknown truth, but I have seen nothing to support such claims. And while your word may have been enough in times past, I cannot let you squander away what remains of your name and reputation, and that of our family, truth be told, on some damned foolish crusade. I intend to go to Richard's investors and let them know exactly how he's spending their money, but I want to give you a chance to put a stop to this yourself. Please, don't go to Tibet. If not for me, at least for Lara.
On some damned foolish crusade. Isn't that like an Indiana Jones quote? I can't remember which one. Probably The Last Crusade. Where have I heard that before? The way that he said it too, on some damned foolish crusade. I don't know. I think it's Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. A brother's plea. Uncle Atlas has been causing problems for my family for far too long now. I'm glad Mom ignored his warnings. Yeah, I mean, what a dick. I understand where he's coming from, but let people live their lives, man. Okay, this is getting pretty creepy.
Still just as creepy as I remember.
What can I interact with here? There's some stuff over there and some stuff ahead. I'm gonna have to push this out of the way, right? Oh, this is definitely designed to be like a horror experience. That's so cool. I just got done playing horror games for a month, so I'm kind of used to them on stream.
My lord, I hope this missive finds you on a successful expedition and in good health. Before I bore you with estate affairs, I wanted to let you know that our little angel has been into some mischief.
Uh-oh.
As always, I indulged her in our usual game of chess. Over the course of the game, she broached the subject of her mother. She's having trouble remembering her now, and wanted to enter her ladyship's atelier, which you sealed off, to play on her mother's piano. It enraged her when she wasn't allowed to go in, of course. For someone so young, she has such strong emotions. Later in the day, she set a trap for me in the walk-in freezer, of all places. Before I knew what was happening, I found myself locked inside. Mrs. Sheffield discovered me an hour later, shivering and somewhat peeved. It took us an additional hour to find Lara in the grounds, I know all her hiding places, of course, but this time she really did not want to be found. Call it years of observation, but I can tell when she's out of sorts. My lord, if I may be so bold, she misses you fiercely. She is lonely for her father. Please consider a call as soon as you are able.
Little angel. Oh, poor Winston. I remember there was like a butler in the original Tomb Raider games. Oh, poor Winston. I remember doing that to him. I can't believe I was such a little brat. We were all little brats when we were kids. Thank goodness he had such a patience with me. Or he had such patience with me.
Poor Winston. I remember being so angry. He was always so patient with me.
Dealing with the death of her mom.
King to Queen 1. I'm going to win this time, Winston.
Clever girl. But you should know by now, winning isn't everything. Queen to King's Bishop 6. Check.
Easy for you to say. You always win. Knight takes queen.
What I mean to say is try to enjoy the journey, Lara. Don't rush to victory. Bishop to King 7.
I know, Winston. I just want... Oh no! I didn't even see that!
You should also know by now, I'm not to be trifled with on this board, young lady. Mate.
Oh, I am going to win. Someday.
Kind of feels like a meta commentary on the game to, like, you know, take your time and enjoy the environments and enjoy just exploring the worlds that they've put together. You need the crowbar, okay.
I would play chess with our old butler Winston on this board. Never could beat him. I always chose white. Maybe if I let him go first once in a while, I might have won.
Crowbar, eh? We need a crowbar for that too? Worth checking. Just knock everything over.
I'm at a crossroads now. Good Lord, that's such a cliche. But there's truth in it. Two roads before me. Both present joy and compromise. A life with Richard, adventure, intellectual pursuit, perhaps a new family. But also a man obsessed with something I cannot understand. Or a life of obligation, upholding the de Mornay name, embracing our traditions, not losing the family that raised me. Oh, this really is a rubbish choice. I don't want to lose them, but I love the life I've started to build with Richard. He comes with his own difficulties, but I can accept them. Will it be enough?
It's like, if the family really loves you, they should support you, right? Like, this shouldn't be a choice. But it's a bit different in, like, you know, British aristocracy. Although, I mean, at the time of this happening, I don't think there would be as much pressure as, you know, back in the day. For the time she was with us, I hope it was enough. I hope it was worth it. Decisions. Yeah, I mean, I guess the decision that she made probably led to her death, though, right? You're saying that and thinking about it.
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birthday expedition surprise. It's been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck effort organizing the affair and keeping it secret. She's obsessed with Egypt, memorizing hieroglyphs and ancient Egyptian districts, so she'll be delighted with what Lord Croft has come up with. This will be good for her. She's been acting up of late, but I know she's just craving more of her father's attention. He's been so buried in his research. It'll be a nice moment for the two of them to reconnect. And I do believe he needs it as much as she does.
I wonder if like our mother's death made Richard even more obsessed with finding out the path to immortality, or maybe like the ability to control life and death to bring her back. Maybe that's why he got even more lost in it afterwards. Wanted to bring her back to life. Birthday expedition. It really was one of the best birthdays I ever had. I can push this out of the way. Oh, I need to pull that. Okay. I think I got everything. We're going down even further.
Dad loved a good bottle of wine. I can still smell his favorite Bordeaux.
Crofty Cantor.
Dad, this is it! The basement of despair.
Indeed, Lara. Muster your courage, for this is the only path to the Library of Infinite Knowledge.
Look there, see the string?
An ancient Egyptian tripwire. The Keepers of Knowledge want none to disturb their treasures. We must tread carefully.
Let me lead. I know how to spot all the traps.
I'm sure you do, my darling. Lead on.
Are those like glasses in the middle? I wonder if there still are traps down here. Sure, don't miss anything. Oh. I'm assuming we're gonna work our way around to that. I'll just have to remember, just in case we don't, I can go back. Looks like a dead end. Huh. It's like these infinity symbols or figure eights.
My stuffed bear. I couldn't have a tomb without a mummy.
Mummy bear. Okay, that's funny. That's funny and adorable. I don't know why those symbols are grabbing me so much. It feels like maybe there's like a secret there.
One of the wire traps Winston made for my birthday expedition. Winston used my hair ribbons to make this. He and Dad put a lot of work into this birthday surprise.
Trap mechanism.
Water damage from the main hall above.
There's a different symbol there. Well, how do I get there? Is there a map? Oh, there is. Look at that. Oh, it's not very useful though. It's not showing us this floor at all. Let's keep going. This is the scariest part of all the games so far. Jeez. Imagine this collapsed on us. I think this is gonna go around. Isn't it just like over here? Yeah, okay.
This bust of Anubis was from Dad's Egyptian collection. He must have put it down in the basement for our little expedition.
Cool. Ancient Anubis bust. What a cool dad. Gonna need the crowbar. I wonder if I missed it. I don't know. I was pretty careful. I don't think I never really miss it. What was that sound? Oh, that was the flashlight. I never really miss anything, to be honest. Another map.
For adding electricity to the manor. Dad used to say his granny hated all the bright lights.
Oh.
There's a missing page.
Missing page.
Amelia left tonight. She packed her suitcase and walked right out of here, and I didn't even notice. Like those days in the Oxford Library before we even met, I just had my nose in a book, lost in my own world. I am such a fool. I have let my obsession with this damned ritual of long life rule my better judgment for far too long, and it may already be too late. How could I have not seen this coming? I've made this mistake over and over, always putting my research before my personal life. But it's never hurt like this before. I simply cannot live without her. If I have to give up this accursed quest that has plagued me for so long, then so be it. I am going after her, right now, tonight.
Do it. It was almost over before it started. I always admired Dad's ability to recognize when he was wrong. Cracks in the foundation.
Okay, Dad's ledger has to be in here somewhere. Hopefully it has the combination to the safe.
Okay, so we're in the library now.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's birthday expedition. I used the invisible ink Amelia picked up for me in Morocco so many years ago. At the time, I remember being so annoyed by that rather aggressive street vendor, but she just smiled in her sunny way and paid him without a second thought. I assumed it was just a tourist scam, but it actually works. Turns out it requires a very specific kind of vellum and a heat source to illuminate the ink after it's dried. It should prove a nice challenge for Lara to puzzle out.
Is this a hint for a puzzle in this game? Dad put so much work into that birthday expedition. Visible ink. Still haven't played that game. It's a weird symbol. Gotta take a second to look around. Could probably go up that ladder.
One of Winston's notes. He always hid sweets for me to find.
Note from Winston. Lara, Jaffa cakes next to William Blake.
I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Hieroglyphics worksheet. I wonder if I need to know these.
Now, let me see. These two myths are referencing the same source material. But where did I see this image?
Dad, I think it's this one, in the chapter on Egyptian districts.
Why, yes, I think you're right, Lara.
I remember the page with the illustration of Ra.
My goodness, you've been paying attention, haven't you? This could be an important breakthrough.
Does this mean I'm your research assistant?
That and more, my darling girl.
Takes me back. This was always one of my favorite books in this library. I used to trace hieroglyphs.
Egyptian hieroglyphics book.
Those were good times. The best times.
Okay. See if we can go up here. Yep.
This picture was taken in the library. 1820 additions to the main hall in progress.
1820 additions to the main hall in progress.
I've reached the monastery. As Roth predicted, it was hidden deep in the Himalayas, and now that I'm standing on these high stone walls, I am overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of the mountains that surround me. It is simply breathtaking. But what adds to their spiritual majesty is the truth of this place. The monks welcomed me, as is their way, but they seemed to expect me. They must have known someone like me would eventually come seeking answers. I know this is the place. They've conducted the ritual before. I have seen the evidence, the distinctive symbols carved into the floors, the art displayed on the inner chamber's walls. They've created the elixir before, and they will again if I can convince them. I sent Amelia a message straight away. I want her by my side for this discovery.
Discoveries. Dad never told me about this myth. Why was he so sure? What did he find that convinced him it was real?
Dad was looking for an elixir. Was it the elixir of life?
Aww. Little dino there.
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure, my favorite painting by Amelia, the day of our wedding anniversary.
Okay. Dad would never have written down the combination, but it looks like he left himself clues to remember the numbers. The expedition treasure, which I think we found, right? That bust. My favorite painting by Amelia, day of our wedding anniversary. Okay.
Okay, got to find those objects to figure out the combination to the safe. There's something else here.
Search library for remaining combination clues, 1 of 2.
Dad's lighter. I don't remember him ever using it, though. The Croft family crest and initials PC. I wonder if this belonged to my grandfather.
Old lighter. Ah, now we can light the fires. Okay.
Okay. Should be able to light the fireplace now.
Press and hold X when near fireplaces throughout the manor to light them. Is there actually a benefit to lighting them, or is it just for like cosmetic reasons?
This is my handiwork. I used to love drawing pictures of tigers.
Oh, who doesn't?
Spent so many hours in here, reading, dreaming of my own adventures.
Huh. Her adventures turned out very different from her dreams. A lot more red in her adventures. We're gonna need to move this over, right? I need to pull it from this side?
Took quite a tumble off of this old thing when I was a girl. Still feel it in the shoulder from time to time.
I need to pull it. Oh, and then move the ladder back. Let me just take a look around a bit more before we go up there.
I always accepted that Richard's rather unorthodox research was just something I had to live with. But this time, the thrill of discovery has taken hold of me. I never imagined I could be drawn in this way. Richard cabled to tell me he's found the monastery. The symbol we deciphered in the scroll was the key to its location. I don't know if I honestly believe that this will lead to the fabled elixir of life, but I can't help but feel that a great secret awaits us there. My brother was threatening to shut down the expedition, but I managed to talk him down for the time being. Now I am going to meet Richard. I would bring Lara if I could, but she's still too young. She'll be in good hands with Winston, and when we return, her parents might just be a bit more famous.
I'm not sure if we know how old Lara was when her mother died. She was beginning to believe. It must have made Dad so happy to know she could accept his wild ideas. The journey. Okay. Nice music. Perfect.
This music is familiar. It's beautiful. It appears Sir Reginald's helmet fell off. Or didn't I put it back properly?
I wonder if we need to find that helmet. Sir Reginald.
Blank, except for the image of a key.
So this is what we need to, this has the ink, right? Invisible ink. Expedition map 2 of 2.
I remember this map now. It leads to the master key, but we made it with a special kind of invisible ink. It could only be seen with the heat of a fire.
Oh, that's not an issue. Can I open this? Locked also. Of course.
I think I stashed one of Winston's master keys in here when I was a kid.
Master key. Okay. Let's go to the fireplace. Wait, can I? I just got an idea. Kaha! Okay, so now we swing on the chandelier over to there. No. I don't think we're supposed to go up there.
I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase.
Under a trunk near the bookcase.
X marks the spot, as they say.
So here? Aha!
The master key. This should get me into the West Wing.
Perfect. Press X.
This should open most rooms in the manor, including the forbidden West Wing.
Press X when nearby locked doors and chests to open them. This seems like a good time to take a break, everybody. I hope you're enjoying this kind of relaxing, just backstory-based romp through Croft Manor. It's kind of cool. I like it. I also liked the little kind of horror elements to it as well. This is Luckless LoveLinks signing off for now. I'll see you on the next one, and I love you all.